The moment Ethan Brooks burst through the maintenance door, mop bucket still rolling behind him, he froze because the richest woman in the city was collapsing right in front of him. That was the first time the single dad janitor ever touched a billionaire. And it started with a kiss. Not out of romance, but to save her life. 1. The collapse. It was 11:47 p.m. Most people had gone home, but Ethan was working late, again. Raising a 7-year-old daughter alone meant extra shifts, extra bills, and almost no sleep. The halls of Sterling Tower were silent, until a sharp gasp echoed. Ethan dropped his mop. There, by the elevator, stood Alexandra Sterling, CEO of Sterling Innovations, the woman whose name was printed on every door and whose face appeared on magazines. Known for being cold, controlled, untouchable. But right now, she wasn't untouchable at all. She staggered, clutching her throat, face turning pale. "Are you allergic?" Ethan shouted, rushing to her. She nodded violently. She tried to speak, but no words came, only panic. The EpiPen she needed had fallen from her hand and rolled beneath a metal cabinet just out of reach. Ethan's pulse pounded. He knew the signs. His late wife had the same condition. Seconds mattered. Her breathing slowed. Her knees buckled. And without thinking, without caring that she was a billionaire and he was just the janitor, Ethan pressed his mouth to hers and gave her rescue breaths. 2. The kiss that saved her. He counted seconds. He checked her airway. He breathed for her again. By the time he retrieved the EpiPen and injected it, Alexandra's eyes finally opened, wide, confused, and filled with something he had never seen from her before. Fear. He sat back, gasping, sweat dripping from his forehead. "Stay with me, ma'am," he said. "You're gonna be okay." Her voice returned in a whisper. "You saved me." She stared at him like he wasn't a janitor, but a person she had never truly seen before. 3. The billionaire's obsession. By morning, Ethan thought the incident was over. He had a kid to drop at school and drains to unclog. But it wasn't over. At noon, a black SUV rolled into the maintenance lot, an area billionaires never visited. Alexandra Sterling stepped out. Workers froze. Supervisors panicked. Ethan wiped his hands on his uniform. "You," she said, breathless. "Come with me." His supervisor stammered, "Mr. Brooks is on shift." Alexandra raised a single eyebrow. "Shift over." She led Ethan to her private office, the one on the top floor with glass walls and a view of the entire city. Ethan felt like he didn't belong here. But she looked at him like he absolutely did. "I want to thank you," she said. "Properly. You don't need to. Anyone would have helped." "No," she said softly, "most wouldn't have. And none would have thought fast enough to keep me alive." Then she surprised him again. "Dinner. Tonight." Ethan blinked. "Ma'am, I'm a single dad. I can't just bring your daughter." 4. Dinner that changed everything. That evening, Alexandra Sterling, billionaire, CEO, woman feared by entire boardrooms, was sitting cross-legged on the floor, coloring with Ethan's daughter, Lily. Ethan watched in disbelief as Lily said, "You don't smile a lot, do you?" Alexandra froze. "I don't." "No," Lily said simply, "but you're really pretty when you try." And the billionaire woman actually blushed. It was the moment Alexandra realized something. She had everything, except people who treated her like a human. 5. The twist, the real reason she collapsed. 2 weeks later, Alexandra called Ethan into her office again. But this time she wasn't thanking him. She was trembling. "I saw my medical report," she said. "The reason I collapsed wasn't random. Someone tampered with my food." Ethan's blood ran cold. "You think someone tried to?" "Yes." She looked directly into his eyes. "And the only reason I'm alive is because you were there. Because you noticed. Because you cared." She stepped closer. "You didn't just save my life that night. You changed it." 6. The emotional climax. A week later, the person behind the tampering was caught, an inside executive trying to take over her position. During the investigation, Alex felt unsafe. Surrounded by lawyers and guards who were paid to protect her. But no one she could trust. So she called the only person whose instinct was to save, not to gain. Ethan. One night, while he sat with her in her office as detectives worked downstairs, she whispered, "Why did you help me? You didn't know me. You owed me nothing." He replied simply, "Because everyone deserves someone who cares whether they live or die." Her eyes softened, gentle, grateful, vulnerable. She reached for his hand. "And after everything, would you mind staying in my life a little longer?" She asked. "For me. And for Lily too." 7. A new beginning. Months passed. The investigation ended. The company stabilized. And Alexandra Sterling, once the coldest heart in the city, began spending weekends at the park with Ethan and Lily. Ethan still refused handouts. He never wanted her money. But Alexandra offered him something else instead. Human connection, respect, partnership, a chance at a life he never thought he deserved. And one evening, as they walked Lily home from her school art show, Alexandra looked at Ethan shyly. "Do you remember, the first time you kissed me?" Ethan laughed. I was trying to keep you breathing. Still, she smiled, it changed everything. She leaned in. This time, the kiss wasn't about saving a life. It was about starting one. Together. Final message. Sometimes the greatest heroes aren't powerful, or wealthy, or known. Sometimes they're janitors working late, single parents just trying to get through the day. And sometimes, one selfless act can rewrite two lives forever.